What's up, guys? Welcome to Brownie's Gambling Corner, where we talk about everything involving sports betting. Today, we will talk about the legalization in sports betting in the United States. I will be doing this podcast with my uncle from Drake, who is an avid sports bettor and knows a lot about the industry. I will also be talking with my cousin Kyle, who lives in New Jersey, and we'll be able to talk about how sports betting has been happening in New Jersey. Without further ado, let's get into the podcast. The federal government deemed betting legal at the federal level, but it has been up to each individual state to decide if they want to make it legal or not. Since this 2018 ruling, there have been 21 states that have decided to legalize all sports betting. Each state has different rules and regulations, some allowing online betting, some only allowing in-person betting. Sports betting is a super popular thing that has the potential to be a huge industry in the future. And with that, I'm going to kick it over to the interview with my uncle from Drake. Okay, I'm here with my cousin Kyle and my uncle Steve. So we're going to talk about sports betting, as we said. So, Uncle Steve, why don't you just get us started and give us the basic rundown of what sports betting really is?
The house gives you lines, and when the lines come out, the public talks about them, and you usually get together with friends, and that's why the house makes so much money, because it entices people to get together with their friends and bet money and watch games, and it makes watching games more enjoyable. It's like almost once you start, it's like you don't really want to watch a game otherwise. So you think as a state, you would want to take advantage of something like that and make as much money as you can off the industry, as they do with many other industries that have been illegal and turned legal. And they entice you with ways to spend money with plus lines and underdogs, like when you feel a team should win, and then they give you a line like 10 to win 16, and then you end up putting however much to win however much. And they entice you with lines like that, and they entice you with fun ways to bet, honestly, with parlays and building your own games and throwing $5 to potentially win $680. It's like playing the lottery.
So why don't you just explain what lines are and what these parlays are for the people that don't know?
So when I mean entice, I mean like if I had, say I'm like a huge Celtics fan, right? And they're playing the Nets, who happen to be really good this year, right? The Nets might be minus like 240 in that game, which means you have to bet $24 to win 10, or since the minus 240, 240 to win 100, right? And the Celtics might be plus 150, plus 180 in that range, right? Which would be bet 10 to win 140 or bet 100 to win 140, something like that. And that's how they entice you, is like, especially with when you have so much confidence in your home team, you always want to take them as an underdog. And with the parlays, you can build underdog parlays and this and that, and you can end up building the odds, basically everything in a parlay. So if you basically bet on multiple games, like the different legs. So if there's 2, then you could only have like a 2-game parlay. But if it's 3, like the odds would go up, because everything needs to happen in that line of games for you to win money. So you almost feel like you're predicting the future, and then it becomes more of like a hobby. And I think if states were to legalize it, they'd make a lot of money off of it.
Yeah. Sounds fun. Sounds like something a lot of people can get into. I feel like there's a lot of sports fans. Sports are just getting more popular, especially with the COVID shutdown. Sports were really booming with once they came back on, since there was nothing else really on. So sports betting is at the peak of where it's been right now. So
and it's only going higher, too.
I only see it going up. All right, Kyle, let's kick it off to you. What do you think entices these people to sports bet? Like, what is so enticing about it?
So what really is enticing about sports betting is that you can turn your boring Tuesday night into a fun-filled Tuesday night, because you're putting money on games with potential to win. So say your team's not playing that night. Say I'm a Boston Bruins fan, and my team's not playing that night. Instead of watching the Penguins versus the Capitals, a game that I really don't care about, I can put money on a team that I think is going to win. And now that Tuesday night just got a whole lot more exciting for me, because I have money on the game and something I can win, and now I actually care about, the team that's playing. The other thing that is really enticing about sports betting is in illegal states right now, the way that sports betting works is that you need to know somebody that has something called a sports book, and it's basically someone that accepts your bets. So it's just like a friendly bet. If I were to say, "Hey, Brownie, I'm gonna bet you $10 that the Bruins are gonna win," and he said, okay, I'm gonna take the other half of that bet and say that the Bruins are gonna lose. So if the Bruins win, Brownie pays me $10. If the Bruins lose, then I have to pay him my $10. So in that case, Brownie is acting as the bookie. So that's essentially what how illegal betting is happening right now. And when betting becomes legal in all states, it's just going to be a ton of accessibility to people, and that's the biggest thing, because not everybody knows somebody that is running an illegal sports book. So when it becomes legal, although there'll be taxes on it, people are still going to want to do it because of the accessibility. And this will also bring a major boost to our economy, considering that when there's games to be bet on, it means that people are going to want to go out to restaurants and spend money because they want to go out with their friends, they want to put money on games, and that just means that the restaurant business is going to be booming, and as well as advertisements will be happening a lot more, and we'll see a lot more viewers watching dying sports like the MLB.
All right, let's get into the numbers side of things. It's crazy how much sports betting can make. For example, from Statista.com, Nevada generated a total revenue of $61.81 million US from sports betting in 1 month, according to Stasia. New Hampshire says since becoming legal in late December 2019, 52,000 gamblers have placed more than $200 million in bets. The New Hampshire Lottery Commission says more than $4 million is being wagered on professional and college football each weekend, according to NHPR.org. A presentation by the Massachusetts Gaming Commission at a legislative hearing indicates that the profits to the state would be between $11 million and $45 million annually, and could even be more at the rate the platform is growing. Now knowing those facts, I'm going to kick it over to Kyle. Because Kyle, how could sports betting be legalization of sports betting help out the economy in these states?
Yeah, so right now what we're seeing in the economy is a downturn in unemployment rates as COVID-19 has truly taken a toll on our country. We're seeing people that are left out of jobs due to this disease, and it's truly taken a toll on our economy, and sports betting can actually fix this because of the amount of tax money that we'll be bringing into our governments. Now, this tax money can go directly to government programs that can help rise unemployment rates, as they can get people up and out of poverty and create more jobs. So what the sports betting industry can do is that it can create jobs for these people. So it's estimated that there will be about 125,000 to 150 new jobs opening up in this industry in the next coming years. So this is an absolutely huge statistic, considering the amount of jobs that were lost during this COVID-19 disease and pandemic that has happened in our country.
Yeah, so that's some ways it can boost our economy. Making sports betting legal in all 50 states is a win-win scenario for the consumer to get accessibility to online sports betting, making watching sports fun and enjoyable. The online betting business is becoming wealthier. The state and the federal government reaps in tax benefits from all earnings in this new industry, and the economy will be boosted as thousands of jobs will open up, lowering our unemployment rate. This legislation will have immense benefits for everyone involved. Kyle, when did they first legalize sports betting in New Jersey, and what were yours and others' thoughts on when they legalized it in your state? Like, how did some people react?
Yeah, so they first legalized it in 2018, and we were actually one of the first states to legalize it. And I remember when I was I was actually in college at the time, and everybody was pumped because it was a legal platform that we could now bet on without without betting through an untrustworthy bookie or somebody that might not even pay us our money. So we were also pretty excited because we knew the benefits that it would have at casinos and stuff like that, and being able to just have easy online access, betting through sites like DraftKings and FanDuel has made it super exciting and accessible for people around us. And I know the whole state of New Jersey was really excited when this happened.
So, how does sports betting work in a legal state like New Jersey?
Yeah, so the way it works is actually, it's pretty much like how it works in an illegal state. So you can bet on online sites like I was talking about, like DraftKings and FanDuel, and you place bets. You can place bets before games, you can place bets during games, and you basically just place the bet on your phone right before the game, during the game, and then if you win the bet, you get your money. If you lose the bet, then you have to pay the house or the people that are running the sports betting industry, or the sports betting sites, I meant to say. And another way you can do it is you can go into casinos and place bets right there, and you can also do it at a couple other venues, but those are kind of the main ways that you can sports bet in New Jersey.
All right, cousin. What are some of your personal experiences on sports betting?
Yeah, so I mean, I've been sports betting in New Jersey ever since I was in college. I've definitely lost some money, but I've gained some money as well. There's always crazy stories. A couple buddies of mine, they've made some crazy parlays where they've put down like $5 and they picked like 10 teams that they thought were gonna win, and they won. I think it was $500. So, sports betting is it can be very fun, but it can also be dangerous, and I think that it's really important to do it all in moderation. And it can be an addiction and something that can be bad for people and just be as worse as the lottery and gambling tickets and stuff like that. But with my personal experiences, I've had a lot of fun sports betting, and I really think it should be legal everywhere.
Okay, so in your opinion, do you think that sports betting should be legal in all 50 states? And if not, what are some of the negative effects on legalizing?
Yeah, so I definitely think it should be legal in all 50 states. If they're making marijuana legal in some states, then there's no reason why sports betting, which is basically the exact same thing as gambling, shouldn't be legal in all 50 states. I think that it brings a lot to the economy, and it could really have a big boost to our unemployment rates. Sports betting is really fun, but like I said before in the last question, it should be done in moderation, and people should not be betting money that they don't have. And when people do that, then they run into a lot of money and they can get into a lot of debt. So I think that sports betting is fun when you have the money and that when you're doing it safely.
Okay, so that'll conclude our first episode of Brownie's Gambling Corner. I hope you guys had a great time listening, and I hope you come back for episode 2. Toodles!